geocachers, it's time to celebrate your achievement. Introducing the brand new Jasmer Challenge GeoCoins, designed to honor your dedication to one of the toughest geocaching challenges out there. Each coin represents a completed loop of the Jasmer Challenge, marking your journey through the history of geocaching. Whether you've conquered Loop 1, Loop 2, or gone all the way to Loop 3, there's a coin for you. These stunning geocoins were designed by renowned coin artist Christian Mackey, known for his incredible craftsmanship and attention to detail. And at just $25 each, they're a must-have for any serious cacher. Don't wait. Grab yours today in the Geocache Talk Shop and show the world that you've mastered the Jasmer Challenge.
Hello, and welcome to Challenge Talk, part of the Geocache Talk Network. You can watch the show live on the second Tuesday of each month. Feel free to jump over to YouTube, Facebook, or X to watch the broadcast live and join the wonderful and active chat room. Hi, chat room. Or listen to the entire show later on your favorite podcast player or YouTube.
You know, you'd think we're talking about something exciting tonight because
Something
the chat room
that
is
people
already abuzz. But tonight, we're going to talk all about CacheFest Hawaii. More than just challenges.
Aloha,
We'll see.
can't wait. We also have prizes to give away each show to our listeners. Between each show, be sure to email your challenge cache finds to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com and you could be a winner.
Later on in the show, we'll play our special game exclusively for the live audience, the Wheel of Challenges. So listen live, get your email app ready, and follow the instructions when the time comes so you can have a chance at winning tonight's grand prize.
And at the end of the show, we'll highlight some of the challenge caches you've found, and someone will win our coveted monthly giveaway. So hello, we're your hosts, Emily and Tim. How you doing, Tim?
Hi, Emily. I'm doing great. I have my CacheFest
I
Hawaii
got
shirt on,
some
and I see
Lays
you have your
on, I've got
Lays
my
and your
drink.
coconut drink.
Just
This must be all about Hawaii tonight.
Must be. We're getting out of spring and thinking summer, sunny, warm weather.
But it's a new month. So how did your last month go?
Yeah, so it was good. I had the library event that I shared about last month. So that was nice. There were some people. It was very interesting. There were newbies there, people who had never cached, people who cached like 20, 15 years ago and saw the event, the event and showed up for it. I think it went really well. The cache that I hit at the library was fun. I got to talk through that with the group. It was a very unique angle. The cache was an unknown cache or a mystery cache, and that doesn't show up on the app if you're not premium, so the newbies couldn't see it. So we had to get creative and get over some hurdles. So Jen is saying, I'm so glad it went well. Big thanks to Jen. Hey, reach out to me if you want to do such an event. Also reach out to Jen. She has a great resource. She works in a library. She's done presentations to help other libraries get excited about geocaching. So yeah, reach out to either of us. We've got some great stuff to share. So yeah, the library event went great. Also, Blue Switch weekend happened. I got to do a fabulous hike. You know, I've lived here for 14 years and there was a hike up north I've never done. So I met up with a local cacher. Gorgeous day for coastal views. So that was a fabulous Blue Switch day. And then Tim, this was just yesterday. This was so neat. I was driving to work and I only have a 10, 15 minute commute. I'm trying to listen to the radio instead of just immediately plug in a podcast. I love podcasts, by the way. And so I'm like, stay in tune with the radio, stay in tune with your community so you know what's going on. I missed a local concert. I was like, you've got to get better at listening to the radio. I'm so glad I did yesterday because they started talking about geocaching. And have you ever heard of it? And it's 25 years old. And you know what? For Muggles, they did a great job giving a little explanation and how it was started here in Oregon. So, of course, they asked their audience, is anyone a geocacher? So I quickly texted between parking and getting into work. And I introduced myself. I said, I'm a local cacher, a podcast host. They texted back and said, can you do a call? So I said, sure. So they called me. I did a little like 4-minute interview. I got to rep the pod and talk about geocaching on the radio that they played later that morning. So
Oh,
it
nice.
was
Well,
just
hopefully you
such
can
a
get a soundbite of that and play
I
it in a
did.
future
I
show.
did. I
Oh.
started streaming it on the computer so I could record it on my phone. Yeah. So that was just
Awesome.
such a wonderful way to start my week.
Yeah.
A good Monday morning. Yeah. How
Well,
about you?
congrats.
Thanks. How was your month?
Again, I will be very glad when this year is over. So,
Such a busy year for you.
it is. We are 9 days away from the first Geo Woodstock event.
That's
I
it,
am
just
so
9?
excited. Just 9
I didn't
more
realize
days.
that. Oh my goodness.
9 more days.
Wow.
And what we're going to be talking about tonight, we're still CacheFest planning. So working on the island hop, trying to come up with 14 people to hop over to the big island on Tuesday, July 7th, maybe the 8th.
Let's look. I'll look for you while you talk about it.
We got a couple of spaces left. I'm trying to do a group rate on the airfare, and I've got the minimum group ready. We're looking at renting a couple of 7-passenger minivans, and I need like 5 more people to fill that. So if you're interested, message me or send an email into challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll get you set up. Right now, it's the host committee primarily, and Brad from the B&J Bish group. So
Awesome. And yes, that's July 8th.
Yeah, there you go. And I personally still have an extra bed available in my room that's willing to share cost, making it, we know how expensive CacheFest is, but if you're looking for a room, I have a bed. So let me know. Then Camp Mygo. Camp Mygo is in August, just after we get back. We've placed all of our orders for swag. It's all on its way. And this was in the news section, but I'm gonna plug it right now. We're gonna plug
go for it.
a podcast that is done by our friend Jeff May of Cache the Line. He does a podcast called TGIF Radio, and episode number 20 recently released. It's called A Foggy Path Ahead. It is all about pathtags.com and the recent turmoil over our relationship with China. It's an awesome interview. You will learn a lot about pathtags.com, a lot of behind the scene things, where they are, what they expect. Some things have changed from that to the better, but I highly recommend listening to that podcast. You won't be disappointed by doing that.
Yeah.
So when we got ready to order, we were going to order our path tags on May 1st. That was a bad day. They wouldn't accept our order. And we were looking at a path tag costing $1.25, maybe, typical. And because of the number that we were ordering, the path tags were going to be almost $3.75 at our cost.
Wow.
Now, when we put together our packages, that tariff didn't exist. So we couldn't go back to people who bought packages and say, hey, by the way, we need another 20, 30, 50, whatever it was, dollars. We were stuck. And in the same way, pathtags.com was stuck. So we're unstuck right now, but it's still a foggy road ahead.
Yeah, but like you said, PathTags is updating all the time. So if you're on Facebook, they're giving a lot of great updates as soon as they have them. So you can follow them there.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. The other thing that we've got coming out, May the 23rd, the Michigan State Geo Tour version 2 comes out. And this is going to be 3 geo tours throughout the state. There will be a southern lower, a northern lower, and a UP edition. And if you complete all 3 geo tours, there'll be a 4th souvenir that you can earn. So
how fun. Great.
Yeah. So I've been instrumental in that. So another reason aside from Camp Mygo, Power Island, Geocache 612, you can now come for the Geotour.
Perfect. Very good.
That's it. I'm done. That's all I've been doing for the month.
Do you need a nap now? That's a lot of stuff.
Yes, it is.
Very good. Well, we have a little bit of news. So let's see, what else have we talked about? You guys saw in our intro the promo for the Jasmer coins. So I did a quick check before the show to see what's in stock. And you buy these at Etsy. So you want to go to Etsy and search for Geocache Talk Shop. Geocache Talk Shop, just to make sure that's clear on how to spell that. And so there are Loop 1 trackable coins. And also you may have heard that there was a minting issue where some of the coins didn't have trackable codes on them at first. So they're now selling Loop 1, 2, and 3 non-trackable versions. And those are a little less expensive. So those are the coins that are still available.
Okay. And to answer an earlier question in the chat room, yes. The 4th loop is in the planning process. So as soon as it's designed, ready, and available, that will be up there as well.
Cool.
So, all right. And then I lost my place because I was talking to Brad for a second. One of the other really cool things that I don't know how many people could achieve this challenge. And maybe we'll throw that out there as an official challenge.
That's fun.
But
I know where you're going.
Just before last month's show, the cheeky Brit sent us a note and said that he has found a challenge cache placed by all 3, count them 3, Jeff, you, and myself, all of the hosts of Challenge Talk.
Yeah, that was a really neat achievement. He did that when he popped into my town. I think that was just last month. Yeah. Or maybe March. I forget at this point. But yeah, that was a great surprise visit.
I think it came in on the day of the show and we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But that's amazing. That's so cool.
That's a pretty fun achievement. I'm glad that he had the insight to think about making that a challenge for himself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tim, you're going to have to take the lily pad stuff because I don't know a thing about it.
Okay. I am into it about this far, which for our audio listeners, there's maybe a paper width between my forefinger and thumb. I do not have enough friends using it to really get familiar with it. I am part of the Pizza Talk chat. If you know the Pizza Ninja, he started this chat. I'm in it, and it is everything, anything you wanted to know about pizza. However, the great thing about these podcasts is that they're recorded and you can go back and listen.
Yes.
April 24th, Jeremy Irish from HQ came and talked all about it. Now, there wasn't really a tutorial in it, but you can still get in to do some of the things. I know that at Geo Woodstock, we're going to have a chat or 2 that will be live. I know Gary and John are going to be there, and they're going to do some things with LilyPad. So you definitely want to get into LilyPad and check it out before you get to Geo Woodstock for all of you that are coming there. So
okay, good tip. Thanks.
Right now, it's only available in the USA and Canada. Unfortunately for international folks, not yet. I'm really pushing hard with Jeremy to get it released for my cruise in September, but I don't have a lot of in. I don't have a lot of in with Jeremy. I do with Brian. I could ask Brian, but not with Jeremy. So
well, good luck. Good luck.
Part of it will be if we blow it up at Geo Woodstock, it may, crash and burn. But if it goes well, it may go worldwide.
Very good.
All right. And one more thing. You want to take that
All right. One? Oh, yeah. So the new treasures released on May 6th. How are you doing with your treasures? I'm eking along. I don't have too many local caches, so I'm getting one here, one there. But you betcha on my next trip, I have a plan mapped out for how to. I need to finish up my Easter eggs, and then I'll unlock the 2 that came out on May 6th, which are. Oh no, I did unlock one because I got a rubber ducky. That's the trackables. I'm not sure exactly what it's
Right.
called. And then when I finish something, I'm going to get unlocked with the mystery books.
Okay. The mystery books. Well, I won't tell you then that I'm all caught up. I'm done.
Yeah, no, no doubt. Yeah, I hope everyone's having fun with that. Again, if Groundspeak places something in front of me, I'm gonna do it, even if it takes me a while. So I'm into the treasures. They're great.
Yep. And then Chad, who's in the chat room tonight, because he's waiting to hear me talk all about CacheFest, said that there is a CacheFest lily pad as well for being part of that group.
There you go.
I don't have the. I need the QR code so we can put that up and have our folks join us. So, so that's good. All right. How about some stats for the month? And I got another challenge to issue tonight.
All right. What is it?
So, in the month of, or to begin the month of May, I did it as of May 11th this month, there are 46,394 active challenges worldwide. And this is up 876 over last month.
Cool.
The United States is now 18,307, which is up 292 from last month. And I wonder, just wonder, if we could get 1,000 new challenges worldwide in the month of June.
Okay. To get us to 20,000. Is that the number?
Well, it would.
Wait, no, that's the U.S.
Yeah, that's the U.S. No, I'm looking worldwide. Could we add 1,000 caches to our total? Or more,
Well,
1,000 or more. I mean, 876 is a lot worldwide. Can we make that a nice round 00 number? So there's the challenge, audience.
And let's keep talking into our topic. Yeah, and get back to that. All right.
All right. Let's see. We're what, 20 minutes into the show and we haven't talked about our topic yet? Oh, we did.
That's all right. There's good geocaching stuff happening everywhere.
All right. So CacheFest Hawaii. Now, I think this is pretty cool. Hopefully everyone else will think it is as well. What we've designed, and I'm going to throw everything out at Chad and the organizing committee, is we have created Academy coins. And these coins are available on a pre-order basis. There's one for each show. And let's see if we can do this right. These are going to look terrible on the screen, but here they are. So the Puzzle Academy has their own, and you will see there's some Latin above the coin, and yet another challenge to the chat group. What does it say in Latin? On the back side of the coin, you will find your hosts in tiki form.
Yes.
So
this
there's
was
Pathfinder
fun.
33 and Electric Water Boy. And again, I apologize for the quality of the graphics, but
you know it's going to be good in the final product.
You know it's going to be awesome. So the challenge, this one is not Challenge Academy, Gadget Academy.
Ooh,
so the
I'm
Gadget
gonna take a guess on that Latin, except I don't know. Batteries not included.
It very much could be. I'm not a Latin person either.
Jen of B&J Bish is guessing not at posted coordinates for Puzzle Talk, which I agree.
That very well could be. And last but not least is the two of us in tiki form.
Yeah.
With Challenge Academy.
Right.
And we've got our little challenge icon there. And I do know what this one is because I was the one that suggested putting the Latin on there, since this is all about the
academies and scholarly themes. Yes.
Challenge completed. And Tyrone Shoelaces was the first one to dump that one in the chat. So, hey, Tyrone, good to see you tonight. All right. So those are available. You can find them on the CacheFest website. They are $20 per coin. or a set of all three for $50.
Okay.
Orders now are being taken for delivery at CacheFest. Chad is working on, thank you. Chad is working on a shipping option. And worst case, I say if you don't pick it up at CacheFest, they may call you and say, hey, send us another $10 and we'll release your coins. There will be a shipping option. Everything goes slowly. So anyway, get your stuff in. Get your orders in now while supplies last. All right. I know everybody's been waiting for it. And, I don't see enough information in the chat that they're ready for this. So let's go in. Let's go into the event itself. Let's talk about the CacheFest event.
Tim's going that direction. All right, Tim, what do you have to tell us about
Now we're going to save the best for last. So, all right, side events at CacheFest start Monday, July the 7th. And there's some guy named Merlin1392 who is hosting an event called Tropical Treasures Diving. And this is it's intended to be a scuba diving event. Although, for non-divers, not a big deal. We're going to meet outside the dive shop. The divers will go in, register, get things ready to go. I think we have 6 divers signed up right now, and so that we're going to go out into the ocean. And I've been asked about this for sure, but if you are a diver and you've been in the ocean before, you know that it's always captain's prerogative where we go. It's based on wind, weather, sea conditions, the activity on the dive site. So we never really know, but there is a place called the Sea Tiger, which is the deepest recreational shipwreck in Oahu.
Oh, wow.
And there is a cache on it. So we are hopefully going to get that cache.
That
it's a 2.5, 5 scuba cache.
All right.
So that is Monday. Then
and just FYI, we in the show notes are going to have the links to each one of these events, the GC code and the event page.
Oh yes, good point. Because I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't ready to read those out, so we can do that. The next event is Wednesday, the 9th, and I guess now Tuesday is officially 7/8 when we look for that trip to Hawaii. This is a package pickup event. And because it's more difficult to get things to Hawaii and get them organized, this is the primary package pickup event. You will be able to pick up packages at the CacheFest event on Saturday, but if you're there early, this is the time to get your package that you've ordered.
Right, because you're going to find challenges in your packets as well. If you've been to CacheFest before, you know that there's some extra papers and extra things that you can do, and so you want to pick that up.
Yeah.
Puzzles, so you want to pick that up
and challenges.
Yeah, on that Wednesday, if at all possible.
That's a reminder. We got to work on that. We haven't done that yet. That event is from 5 to 6:30. Then we'll move to Thursday. This is one hosted by Team D&D. 4 Texans walk into a donut shop. That can't end well.
What's the plot here?
So this is an early morning, 8:30 to 10:30. It is a community celebration event. And this sounds just an incredible event for donuts and going. Followed up in the afternoon, 6 o'clock in the evening, actually, is a 3-hour tour on the beach.
Okay.
Okay. Not exactly sure what it's going to be. Another community celebration event. And so there's going to be a live adventure. If you've been to CacheFest before, you know that there was a murder at the museum. Or wait, no, it was a theft at the museum. And then we did a riverboat cruise. That's where we had the murder. So who knows what's going to happen on an island in the Pacific? Maybe. Should be fun.
Sounds like fun.
Friday, let's break bed. Boy. Let's
tongue
break
twister
bread
event.
together, Hawaiian style. Another breakfast event. So this is a 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. It's a regular event. It's going to be at the Lilha Bakery up on the 3rd floor. So start out with a Hawaiian adventure. Friday evening is another community celebration event. It's Friday night party on the beach.
Amazing.
Now here, you might be able to find some keys to the vault.
Good.
Remember, there are vault keys out there. I know one was found in Michigan.
My goodness, we haven't even talked about vault keys.
We've never talked about the vault. And I didn't have a lot to talk about the vault. But I happen to know 4 hiders that are hiding keys in the Midwest. So follow that link in Facebook. For all of you Facebook people, that's where mostly it is. I'm not a Facebook person, so I don't get to see that. But the Friday night event is just a party on the beach, CacheFest style. So you need to bring your grass skirt, your coconut bras. Depending on how much alcohol flowing, you may or may not see something you never want to see again. But what goes on in Hawaii stays in Hawaii. Last but not least of the official published events is the CacheFest Hawaii event itself. Now, as opposed to other events, this is going to be a very short time event. It's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I want to get out on the beach. We're in Hawaii, for God's sakes. Who wants to be inside? So we're still going to give you all of the good things that we do at all of the CacheFests. You're going to have the Gadget Academy, the Puzzle Academy, the Challenge Academy. It'll be great fun. And then I do know that there's going to be a Saturday night luau event. It's not ready for prime time yet. And there'll be a CEDO on Sunday.
Awesome.
So that is the lineup.
What a
CacheFest.
big week. Amazing week in Hawaii.
Yeah. Okay. And with that, I think it's time we say goodnight.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Remember, we're on the first Tuesday of every month. 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. No, it's 6 p.m. Pacific.
6 p.m.
Never mind. All right. People are going to
start yelling in the chat if we don't give them what they want.
I think, yeah, we could do that. Oh, and I just blew up my screen. All right. Here we go. Might be a little hard to see, but we're going to talk all about it. So here you go. This is the Challenge Academy pre-event challenge for 2025. We're going to catch the wave. Now, if you're a surfer, you're going to figure this out because we have 4 trails again. And the first one is called the Beach Breakers. Those are kind of small waves that you really can't surf, although our surfer turtle dude got a new icon for this year. Tommy the Turtle in his Challenge Cache suit. The next group is the Mushy Waves. These again are a little soft. Then we're going to have the Point Breaks. And finally, the Double Up Waves. These are the awesome waves. These are the one everybody wants.
Are you
so here we go.
Tim? Do you know these waves personally?
I do not. Me and surfing don't get along. When I go to the ocean, I'm going underwater.
You're going under. All right. Very good.
Yeah, that's
I apologize. Hey, Tim, I'm peeking out on the side because
I see that. Why are we doing it?
How about that? I couldn't figure how to do that. Thanks for your
couldn't either, but we did that before the show. So there we go.
Okay,
we're real small on the side. That's all that's important.
That's right. You guys want to see the waves.
I know. Now, very, very important piece to this contest. Challenge. It starts May the 1st. So you may already have started to accumulate things. Now, if you're going to CacheFest, your challenge ends on July the 12th. If you are not going to CacheFest, you have until the end of the month of July, so July 31st, to submit your entries. And we will talk a little bit more about that when we get to some of the FAQs. But let's go into what do you have to do. So down here in the Beach Breakers, you have to find one cache that was published before December 31st of 2003. So a 2003 or earlier cache. Anyone will do. So there should be plenty to find. You need to attend one geo event.
Okay.
Now, before we get to questions,
Mhm.
regular event, CCE event, you can go to a Giga, you can go to a Mega, you
Just
can go to
go
Block
socialize.
Party. It's just a geo event. One of those. Here's a hard one. You have to find 2 caches with Hawaii in the title.
Ooh. Getting creative with the theme.
Be creative. You also have to find one scuba diving attribute on a cache. There you go. Only those 4 things get you to be a beach breaker surfer.
And completing that wave.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you complete a wave, we're going to ask any wave, send an email to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com. And during the August show, you will receive a congratulatory shout out. I would love for the list of challenges to go the entire show because I don't have any content yet for August. So do names in the shout outs.
We're just going to speak names.
We'll just call everybody's name out that participates. We know we've got a lot of fans that look forward to this pre-event challenge. So that's one of the other reasons that we're allowing a play at home option is because the cost involved in giving you a shout out is something that we can afford on our zero-based budget.
Mhm.
All right, wave number 2 is those mushy waves. Once again, you have to cross any milestone ending with a 00.
I always love that one. I celebrate them all.
It's kind of a favorite. So for those that ask, it could be 100, it could be 200, it could be 1,000, it could be 23,600, which I just completed 1st of May. Anything like that. It just has to have the double zeros at the end.
Mhm.
You have to hide and publish one challenge cache. So again, we're trying to hit that 1,000 number in June.
This will help.
This will help worldwide. Another one that's a little bit harder the longer we get into 2025. And this one might take a little explanation. You have to find one cache that has been unfound in 2025. Now, this is not a first to find opportunity. This is not for a cache that released in 2025. So this is a cache that released before January 1st, 2025 that has not been found yet. A quasi-lonely cache.
Okay, so it can have been found in the past, just not found yet in 25.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, can have lots of finds in the past, just not found in 2025 yet. I have found 5 of these so far this month, none of which have been in May. So I got to figure this one out again. All right. You need to find 5 caches with 2 common attributes.
Okay.
They can be any attribute.
Positive, negative, anything.
Positive, negative, but they just have to have 2 that are the same. And Seabeck Tribe says she just got her 6,800 finds in a few days ago, or she will get that in a few days. So congratulations, Lori. Let's see. After we find the 2 common attributes, you need to find one cache with a DT greater than, should say greater than or equal to 3.5, 3.5. So
Okay,
3.5,
we're
3.5 will
challenging you.
count anything above that.
Mhm.
And that will qualify you to be a mushy wave surfer. There's nothing extra for that, not yet, but it's just a challenge. So now let's talk about the point break waves. Point break waves, you need to find 7 cache types. Now that's between May 1st and July 12th if you're coming to CacheFest, or the end of July. Just have to find 7 cache types. It is not a daily challenge. It's not a busy day thing. Just find 7 different types.
Right.
You now need to attend 3 geo events.
Bumping
Find
it up.
one, yeah, and Lori pointed out there's so many events going on right now. It
This
should
is
be
true.
not hard to find 3.
Hey, there's still plenty of time to host your own.
Oh, yes, yes. So find one cache that has 15 attributes on it.
All right. Filled up cache.
So yeah. Then find one more cache that has more than 50 favorite points. So 51 and above on this one. So if the one near you has 50, give it another favorite point as you walk by. Then claim the find. I don't know if you can actually do that.
You can't do it that way. I think.
That was a nice try. All right. Find, qualify for, and find 5 challenge caches. Okay.
Okay.
Last
So this
one,
is the logging the find.
logging the
Because
find.
you
Logging the
qualify
find
for it.
5 challenge caches that you find for. And Acorn Mama says, host an event with a scuba attribute and 14 more attributes and qualify. There you go.
And we'll talk
Nobody's
about
telling you
doubling
how
up.
to do this.
Yep. We'll talk
You know.
about doubling up. Hey, yeah, you what do I want to say? Experts, you people from previous years who have achieved amazing things. Put your techniques in the chat so other people can start to envision what you've done to achieve
There you go.
our challenges.
And the final one for the point break is find 10 caches with the boat required attribute.
Oh, Tim.
I'm sorry. It's a little hard. Remember, I throw these together over the winter. I was really looking forward to
You were looking forward to some boats.
Yep. We're going boating. So that's the point break waves. Now, before everybody says, these are too hard, these are too easy, this is fun. Okay.
Yeah, just to have fun.
We already told you what prize number 1 is you get a shout out. So we do have a couple more prizes up our sleeve, but we want them to be challenging. We want them to be fun, no stress, no live or die. Have fun with these.
Very good. And we're getting some good feedback in the chat. Very good.
Yep,
Glad to hear it. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Reese 486. Thank you. And Nicole B. Genius says, love the art. So another shout out to our friend Jeff May.
That's
Jeff
right.
is the one that pulls all these together. I give him some of the graphic art, like the turtle I created in the CacheFest on the coloring board or the cutting board. I put those together. Jeff put everything else together, and he put the little surfboards that are on here. So big shout out and thank you to Jeff.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff, for supporting the podcast after you.
And that's part about being part of our family. You never get away.
So. Yeah. Tim and I do not have the skills to do this. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So in the double up waves, which are the most awesome waves that you can go surfing on, you have to hide and publish 3 challenge caches.
There you go. This is how we're going to contribute to that 1,000 challenge cache goal. But do it in June.
Do it in June. Yes, don't do it in May. Do it in June. You can set your challenge up. You can get your challenge checker. You can find your hiding space. But when you submit it, tell your reviewer to not release it before June 1. And they will do that if you ask them nicely.
Yeah.
I've done
Not
a
a requirement for the waves, but just as a community challenge to see what we can achieve.
Right. Now you need to find 5 caches with the official solution checker, which I do believe is an attribute on the page. So that's the solution checker attribute.
I'm not sure it's an attribute.
I think it is. If the solution checker is part of the thing, I think it's part of that.
I'm going to look on one of my caches while you're talking.
Okay.
But yeah, you have the option of adding the solution checker to any cache that's like a mystery type, I believe. And you don't have to, but you can. And
right.
So that's what we're looking for. When you're building within geocaching.com, your page, it's that official checker that can be added.
Correct. So then find 3 more caches that have 4 attributes in common. Again, they can be any 4 attributes, but we just want you to find find 3 caches that have 4 attributes in common with one another. Later on, find 10 cache types. Once again, not a busy day, but just 10 different cache types. And so here, an event is one cache type, a CETO is another cache type, a block party is a third, a mega is a fourth, and a giga is a fifth. So you could get halfway there just in events.
And a community celebration, too.
Oh, I forgot that one. Yes. So
that's
6.
another event type. Yeah.
But you have to find 10. All right, we're going back to the island. So you have to find 25.
Okay, we got...
What? Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. We have some input. Solution checker is an attribute that gets backed into the cache page and doesn't get added by the user. Same with the wheelchair accessible. Thank you very much.
Correct.
That's good to know.
Thanks, research department. So they're always
I
great.
appreciate our community research department. Yes.
I knew they would.
Oh, and here's another interesting point. They don't count against your 15 permitted attributes.
Correct.
So a page might have more than 15?
It can.
Wow.
Yes.
Cool. Very cool.
Yep. But we only asked for 15 as part of our challenge.
The wave, yeah.
Yes, the wave. So we're not done yet. We've got 3 more challenges to go. Find 25 caches that are recommended for tourists attribute. Find 25 caches with the scenic view attribute.
Okay.
And yes, they could be found in conjunction, and they would have at least 2 attributes in common. So they might, you can move around the board.
Help each other out. Yeah.
And then finally find 10 caches that have a different cache owner.
Okay.
So we want to try to reward diversity. So find 10 different caches. And one of the questions is always stacking. Can we stack? Well, there's only so many ways to write a challenge checker. So the answer is yes. If you complete 10 cache types, you will automatically qualify for finding the 7 cache types. So,
and like you said, those attributes can stack and apply to a number of different points on the waves. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So let's see. So if you, and I mentioned this earlier, if you complete any wave section, send your email in and we'll give you the shout out. Now, if you complete all of the wave sections, send the email to the show. You will get a shout out in August, and you will receive a specially designed digital souvenir for your collection. Again, that's one of the things that we can offer folks that are not coming to CacheFest.
I love digital souvenirs on my profile.
I know, and this one's
this
one's going to look really, really cool. We're working with Jeff again on this, and he's done some amazing things. So it will be a challenge Challenge Talk Special.
Right.
Now, if you are coming to CacheFest and you complete any of the waves, bring proof of your submission, and you will not only get the shout out, you will get the digital souvenir, and you will get a CacheFest path tag.
Awesome.
We were so fortunate to be able to order our path tags before all of this malarkey with China, and we have plenty of path tags. Well, let me go while supplies last.
While supplies last.
But I think we have enough for the CacheFest.
Yeah.
Folks
So get to the table early. No harm in that. And show your proof of submission, and we'll talk about that proof. We got the questions going in the chat, so we'll get to that. And also, everything that Tim is saying is going to be in an FAQ section that goes along with this Catch the Wave graphic. So we're going to make sure that that is all published on our social media channels, so you guys have access to that. Again, it might be really hard to see on the screen, maybe not if you're watching on your huge TV, but you're going to have the chance to read all of this, so you can make sure you have it straight.
Yeah, this one is granted a little bit more complicated because we wanted to have a play-at-home version, and we want to have an option for those that are coming up to Hawaii. And I know quite a few of our fans and listeners or watchers are coming. So everybody was asking about the checker, and so do you want to throw that in the chat room, Emily?
I didn't make a banner. I didn't make a banner, but as always, it's going to be in our show notes. And so let me see here. I can definitely make a banner real quick while you start to talk
or
about
just type it in the chat room for those folks there that are eagerly waiting. I'm going to read it, because if you know how to work with CacheFest or with challenges, thank you. Leave that one up there for a while. All you need is the challenge number. The challenge number is 9.
Or the checker number.
Checker number. Thank you. Yes. Challenge checker number. This is not in part of a cache. It's not part of a cache page, but our friend Hugh works over at Project GC. He's actually an employee, I learned, of Project GC now.
Awesome.
But he's still writing challenges in his spare time, and he's been working with us for a couple of years now. But 97052 is our checker for this challenge. And it's got each of the waves separated by section. It will tell you when you get a section complete. It is keeping track of points, only because it's easier to reuse a checker than it is to rewrite a checker. And this is kind of it's built off of last year's, and we might do points next year. So the points don't mean anything that you see on the challenge checker. You are after completing a wave, because if you don't catch the wave, you can't compete.
That's right. And you can use this checker right now. It is live. You can see what you might have already achieved since May 1st without even realizing it. So yeah,
another special surprise. Normally we start them after tonight's show. Again, because a play-at-home version, nobody knew what these were until tonight, so you don't know if you've got anything.
Right.
So have fun.
Yeah, and that's right. So a few tips and encouragements, but also real quick, this is when we say on the FAQ document, show proof, this is what we mean. Bring your phone, device, whatever, go to this checker, run it, and show at the table your progress from your device.
Yep, we'll write your name down. And I see that now, is this a surprise to anyone that Gary from the GBs has already completed 7 boxes?
No surprise at all. Good job, Gary.
And the Unimoggers has got 10 completed so far. All right. See?
Wow.
Nothing to it.
Amazing. Yeah, nothing to it. Nothing to it. Right. So, one of my first tips is remember, if you're going to Hawaii, you have all the time leading up to the 12th to fill in some gaps that you can't do in your home area. So as you're planning your ultimate Hawaii vacation, look for what you can also achieve on the waves to see, maybe take some pressure down of, I can't do that at home, but I can finish in Hawaii. Completely acceptable.
Yeah, now we will also have our package event challenges. So there will be more challenges for you. There are a number of challenges that I've marked out around the host hotel. So I'm looking to picking up a bunch of those. I'm not
Right.
placing any caches in Hawaii, so I have to figure out where I can place some challenge caches.
Tim, we've got this comment. Is this an issue?
This
Or
is
something
not.
to
No,
clarify?
this was last year, Brad. So last year we required 3 events, one in each month. This is 3 events, period. So you could. Do I have 3 events already? I can't click on that link. That's not a
Well, while
clickable
you're thinking, I'm gonna say that the chat is still blowing up. In addition to what we said, Geocaching Ninja has 9 so far. Cheeky Brit has 8. Team Tailwagger has 9. So yeah, you guys are already rocking it. Surprise! You're amazing. and
Yeah, now
you're
maybe
just
some of the.
learning it all tonight.
Hang on.
Oh, Mass Seeker has 11, and she still has to log from the Mingo Madness event that just happened.
Oh yeah, there was a
Brad from B&J Bish has 3. B Genius has 5. Good job, guys. This was fun.
Yeah. Now maybe somebody, our research department would already tell us this answer, but while it's looking at my my stats, I have attended 4 events so far since May 1st. So now I forgot the question. How many events?
Oh, the question was about the months.
3 events.
The checker showing, yeah. I'm running the checker too. I'm curious what I have achieved. But you're right. Yeah, someone said in the chat it's running slow. I think we're all running this checker at the same time. Yeah, Rick Dorsey says I have 11 boxes completed.
So I am going to have to, this was not the intent, but the checker is telling us, yes, 1 event in May, June, and July. So I will.
Which wave is that in?
What
That's
does the chat want to
point
do?
breaks.
Would the chat like 3 in May, or should we do 1 in each month before I contact you? We'll let the chat room go. We'll look a little bit at the end of the night.
I ran the checker. I have 3 points. That's pretty cool.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I don't remember how many points I have. Let's see. I have 2, 3, 7, 8. I have 8 points.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So again, this is going to be community dictate. 1 in each month, or just get 3.
We have like so far
every 3 months,
3 votes for each month, and no other comments the other way.
Okay. So then we'll leave it the way it is. So it is 1 per month. All right. But now, I really do think.
Hello, I'm Fisher Casher, and I'm from Waynesboro, Virginia, and I'm here to tell you that it's time for the Wheel of Challenges.
Woohoo!
All right.
Is that enough about CacheFest? Have we?
I don't think it's ever enough. But again, we're here to answer your questions. challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com. Like I said, look for it on social media. We'll put links in our show notes, all that good information. And as you have questions, as you're digesting the information, reach out to us in any way so that we can answer it. And if it's, big enough of a confusion point, we definitely want to clear that up for the whole community. So yeah, let us know. But yes, Wheel of Challenges. I'm ready for it, Tim. Except I got to scroll
Okay.
down to talking about it. So one live viewer each month will be selected to face off against the wheel to have a chance to win the grand prize, which is a 1-year membership on Project GC. And we ask that you limit yourself to 3 lifetime wins. But to enter, send an email. So get your email app ready to go right now to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com. And you want to answer the following question. The first verified user with the correct answer and your geocaching name in brackets to answer the following question will get a chance to face off against the wheel. So your question is, what is the theme of this year's pre-event challenge?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that question.
Yeah. All right. I'm monitoring the email
Okay.
to see
You
who our
monitor
first
the email.
correct answer is.
I'll look into the chat and see who's over there. Let's see. Team Tailwagger found 8 challenge caches, and it shows I don't qualify for finding 5. Okay. We'll need to look at the checker. We developed this prior to May 1st, and we tried to check it. I tried to check it using 2024 data. We thought we had it right, but we'll dig into these. So don't worry. If you've done that many, we'll figure it out.
All right. And we have our first correct winner, Tyrone Shoelaces.
Hey!
Yeah. So let's open up that wheel and see what challenges he's facing off on.
All right. Oh,
or just one challenge. All right, we're spinning
around it goes. Give me an easy
passing
one.
the
Give me an easy one.
prize.
Oh,
All
2.5.
right.
The dreadful
GC4PWX8. Yes, Dreadful Caches Challenge.
So we'll bring it up, and this cache is in Washington, and you have to successfully find and log 35 caches with dreadful words. And they have a whole bunch of words listed that you have to match. Oh, I qualify for that one. All right, and let's see. Tyrone shoe laces. There he is. I will be absolutely stunned if he does not qualify.
All right, congrats, you qualify. Very good, congratulations. We'll get
he has found 47 of the 35 required words. So
overachiever.
Yeah, and this sucker lists.
Did you even know you were an overachiever? With this cache, you are. That's great.
So congratulations, Tyrone. Great.
Yes, very good. And now we're going to go to our second contest, if you will. This is our monthly challengers. Each month we give a congratulatory shout out to listeners who email us proof of qualifying and logging a challenge cache since the last show. Anyone who sends an email to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com with the information and extra, like make sure you tell us you found it, include a photo and a story if you want, and you will be entered for the prize giveaway for a Challenge Talk path tag. So here's a few of the submissions from our listeners the past month.
And this first one comes from a good friend of mine, Killian. And he completed Max B's 150 U.S. Counties Challenge. If you're familiar with Max B on the river, they were very, very big into county challenges, and she's got a lot of different ones. This one is GC3N7TA, and Killian found this on a recent trip to Washington, D.C. So congratulations, Geo Killian.
Yeah, good. Our next one is from Dune Buddy. This is GC8YYCW, the 1 birthday challenge. You need to find 1 cache on his birthday, at least 1 year or older. So basically, it can't be a first to find, but on the day it was published, or hidden, but at least 1 year or later. So they shared in their log. They searched for this cache a couple times before, maybe more than a couple times. I knew it was there. I just couldn't find it. I climbed all over everything, up, down, over, around, and under, but could not make the find. Today, I was lucky and able to get my finger on the cache container, pulling it from its hiding spot, and put my name on the log. I am so glad to take this off my list. I debated whether to even come here again today since I failed so many times before, but I decided, why not give it one more try? Let's see what happens. So, yes.
Persistence is a virtue. And
that's right. Congrats on finally getting it.
All right. Next up is from MP Dreyer. And it's also, it's an interesting challenge, but I think the story is almost as interesting.
I agree.
It's GCAY0FB. And this is a well-traveled attendee. You need to attend 50 events and at least one in 3 different states. Now, when he and Gunji123 went to Gilby, they had a couple of setbacks. They made a bad decision while looking for these caches. They drove down a no maintenance road. That's sketchy. Mm-hmm. They got stuck in the mud or manure, they weren't sure which, and had to get towed out.
Oh no.
Taking a shower in their Airbnb, they clogged up the drain with mud.
Oh.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Gunji123 got bit by a dog while finding a cache.
What?
Elaborate on that, but something went awry.
Uh-huh.
And then it was brutally cold and windy. When is it not in North Dakota?
In Gilby.
Pelted in the face with snow while finding caches. In conclusion, we had an absolute blast and it was awesome memories. Isn't that it? That's what this game is all about.
That is the best perspective. Congrats on all of that.
Right.
And living to tell the tale.
Right.
Oh, very good. All right. Our next submission is from Tyrone Shoelaces, GC53RJH. WV Cachers 3, 1,000 miles in 1 day challenge. And this is to find 2 caches over 1,000 miles apart. He tells us that he signed it in 2016, but finally completed it on a trip to Alaska. And he says, I took a trip to Alaska to find the oldest cache in Sitka. Before leaving that morning, I found one near home. Then when we arrived in Anchorage that evening, we found one on the way to dinner. The distance between the two is 3,088.5 miles. Congrats.
Right. Well
what
done,
an adventure. Yeah.
All right. And then another one from one of our favorite listeners or longtime listeners or just a good friend of the show.
That's right.
Bloody Cool. He did GC47GHG. This is the Iowa Silver Favorite Challenge. You have to find 50 caches with 25 or more favorite points. And he tells us that it was his last day in Iowa. He was walking past this challenge. It wasn't one he had targeted. He signed it, checked to see if he qualified, and he had only found 33 of the 50 needed. What would you do? He had a few hours left in his day, 17 more caches with 25 or more favorite points. As we always say, challenge accepted.
I love it.
So he said
because he had to find these on this trip in Iowa.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, they have to be in Iowa. So he set the filters in Cashly and got his 17 more. A couple hundred miles later, he ended up with 20 and qualified him to celebrate for the challenge. And as John would be interested in, he ate some tasty pizza.
All right. Congrats. Hey, guys, these are fabulous stories to go along with your submissions this month. Thank you for sharing.
And we had
Oh,
so many this month. It's great. We can't get to them all.
We can't get to them all, but thanks also to Bee Genius, Cheeky Brit, Acorn Mama, Roadie Guy, Sims Quest, Jedi Trash Panda, and Gary from the GBs with another 48 challenges for your additional submissions. Thanks all.
So there's lots and lots of opportunities to win, but you can only win if you submit your challenge find to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com. One email address to save them all. Send us
That's
stuff.
right. Just send us all the things to this email address. And so we want to announce this month's winner of the Challenge Talk Path Tag. Congratulations to Bee Genius. We'll get in touch with you to get that sent out. All right. Oh, Tim, it's been a great show. Again, we're going to link absolutely everything. Ask us your questions, because if you have the question, good chance someone else has it. We want to make sure everyone knows what to do. Share this challenge with folks, because that's the beauty of this at-home feature. So many more people can play the challenge this year, work towards the challenge, achieve the challenge. So share with everyone, share in your groups, whoever. We want to see people having fun doing these challenges.
All right. Now, our next show is the second Tuesday of June, and I'm going to spill a little bit of beans.
Yeah, go for it.
Unfortunately, Emily is going to be on personal assignment. She will not be joining me. So it'll be me. I don't know if I'm going to have a co-host or not. Rumor has it Memphis Mafia might join me. And I have been in touch with the Land Monkeys.
Yeah.
Canada. So Laura and Jay are going to join me. And if you don't know who they are world travelers. They are extensive geocachers. We might talk a minute or two about Earth caches, but we're going to talk a lot about challenge caches.
That's great. I'll be sad to miss chatting with them in person, but I'll definitely tune into the show when I can to catch up. All right. Like I said, show notes will be posted shortly after the show airs in the video description and linked in the pod.cache description. We'll have links to everything that can be possibly linked that we talked about tonight.
And remember to say hello to us in that special way when you see us at an event. I know that I'll be at this little event in West Virginia in a couple of weeks, actually 9 days.
That's awesome.
I've got a lot of stuff in my backpack to hand out. So you got to say the right word and we'll make it go. We want to definitely thank everybody for watching and listening and becoming a patron of the Geocache Talk Network. Your support allows us to keep all of these fun shows running so that Emily and I don't have to put in our personal funds. Gary hasn't asked yet, but I know that most of the hosts of the Geocache Network are expecting a raise next year.
Yeah, we're going to double that.
Double our zero pay. Actually, I think I'm due for triple this year because you guys got to raise that first year that I didn't get. But anyway, our patrons know, thank you. There's a lot of stuff to putting on the air, putting this show together, and your support is wonderful. So lastly, remember, it is really not about numbers. It's about the challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Good night,
everyone.